I went with her. As I talked, she just listened. You know what, Sundi? You are strong. You can do this. No matter what the situation is, you can do this. She had this way of just lifting up your spirit, and right now, I don't know who you can turn to. Thank
Her. Kuku was very special to us. Even though we didn't talk that much.
Endo angalia. Endo angalia.
Wana tuma
So I can't do anything and I can't reverse it. If it were possible, ningeambia tu Mungu ampe more few years, but haiwezekani. Yote tunawachia Mungu na tunajua yote itakuwa vizuri. I would like to read my tribute. Dear Mom, if I could write a story about you, it will be the greatest ever told. You are a loving mother with a golden heart. The most precious word to me is a mother. I will miss your smile, your laughter, your welcome at home, your calls. For now, my heart bleeds. Rest in power, Mom.
I'm Carol Okwaro Musundi. I am Mama's 5th child. I have so much to say about my mother that if I started saying now, I will talk for 1 year non-stop. But I will try to be brief because of the day's program. My mother was a very great lady. She was a woman of strong will, a very unique woman with unique character, abnormally kind heart, and intolerable patience. I will miss Mama so much. Mama meant the world actually to all her children. But we thank God because she instilled positive virtues in us. But it is because of her that us as a family, we always stand united and we will always work together. That was her prayer, that her children will carry on what she started in this world. Mama, God saw that you belonged to eternity. So she wrapped his hands around you and whispered, "Come to me." A golden heart stopped beating. Hard-working hands took rest. God broke our hearts to prove that he only takes the best. Allow me to read my tribute.
Hello.
I pay tribute to a fallen heroine,
Lucas.
a great lady full of optimism, a dear friend and a mother, a great warrior in the Lord's vineyard. I will never forget the fateful Friday afternoon when you said goodbye forever. The hearty laughter from you minutes before you bowed out. Mama, I helplessly watched your lifeless body before me and wondered when I will ever wake up from my dream. To the world, you were one person, but to me, you were the whole world. Words cannot express how I feel about your demise. As you rest in perfect tranquil, Mama, be assured that you will forever be in our hearts. Sleep well.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Kabla sijaongea juu ya mamangu, mniruhusu niwashukuru. Ningependa kuwashukuru nyote kwa kufika kutusaidia kusindikiza mama.
Wana tu.
Ninashukuru wale ambao walikaa na sisi kwa baridi jana na hata juzi tukikaa na mwili wa mama. We don't take your love and your comfort for granted.
In a little details.
My name is Okwaro Difina. I'm the fourth born of Mama. And allow me to speak at length because I was there when she breathed her last. Mama has been a very supportive person, not only to us, her children, but to very many other people. Growing up, tuliishi na our relatives wengi sana, and if they were given this microphone, they could speak mpaka jioni. She taught us to love people, She taught us very many things. Above all, she taught us to be united. And we've always stood united, and we will stand united as a family. On that Friday, Mama was admitted on Wednesday night. Vicky stays with her, with my younger brother Russ at home. All of us are away from home because of work. So Vicky, on that night, she told us on the family WhatsApp, Mama is not fine, and we advised that Mama be taken to hospital. So she was rushed to Pesi Hospital that night around 10:45, and when she got there, the doctor tested the blood and checked the sugar. Mama was found with malaria, and the sugar levels were too high, 20. So Dr. Kingori advised that she stays on in hospital to be monitored. On Thursday, at around 2, I went to see my mother in hospital. She had spent the night there with Vera, and Vicky had also come from work, so we were there with her. She was very jovial. We spoke a lot of things. She was giving us instructions, but we didn't understand. We didn't have the spiritual eyes to understand her message. We only realized later. So Thursday she was well. The sugar levels were going down from 20, 19, 17, 15. On Friday, Vera, who had spent the night with her, sent us a message and told us the sugar levels were at 11. And so we started thanking God, because that was a sign of good of recovery. So on that Friday morning, I was attending a workshop in town. I went to hospital first before going to the workshop, and she was in very high spirits. She even asked to be discharged, but the doctor said that he still needed some time to observe her. So we decided, and she also decided, that she would stay longer. So after our workshop at around 1, Mama had asked that I get her some avocados. So I went to town, picked some, went to hospital. On reaching hospital, napata my sister Caro. Alikuwa ametoka shule, amekaa na mama. Nampata ameshikilia mama. I'm like, hey, what's happening? But Mama was able to speak. Tulimuuliza ni nini, akasema tu tumbo na kifua. And she had the grace to wait for all of us who are in Busia, who stay in Busia, to come, and she died in our presence. So before she died, she asked that we release her. So I want to ask my siblings that let us release Mama, because she asked to be released. As I wind up, allow me to read my tribute to my mother. God turned your last page and called you to his peaceful light, away from the pain and agony. The light of this world has been taken from you, but where you are, there is greater light of the higher being. You are not gone. You have only taken the step you had to. You are a doting mom to us and a great grandma to our children. You held my hand in the storm and smiled with me during the happy moments. I will miss your unconditional love. Allow me to cry in the rain until my soul heals. I release you, though, because I know that's all you would have wanted me to do. Goodbye, Mama. Rest in power. Thank you so much.
God is good all the time, and that is his nature. Wow. Kabla ninene, ningependa kuomba muniruhusu niweze kuamsha wale ambao wamekuja kutusaidia kuomboleza mama. Mimi nimeolewa Kakamega, Malava. So kuna wale wametoka Kakamega, tafadhali simameni msalimie umati. Ndio wale kule wamenifata, asanteni. Kuna wale pia wametoka Eldoret, mahali tunaishi, wamekuja kuwa nasi wakati huu. Tafadhali msimame msalimie umati. Ndio hao, asanteni sana. Pengine kuna wale wametoka Nairobi, sijui kama wamefika, pia wasimame wasalimie umati. Ni kama wajafika. Asanteni sana. Kwa majina ni Elizabeth Okwaro Kitiwa. Mimi ni mtoto wa mama watatu, na ningependa kuzungumza kwa uchache sana juu ya mama yangu. Mama yetu alikuwa mama wa kipekee sana. Nakumbuka mara nyingi nikimwambia dada yangu mkubwa, kama Mungu angeweza kutupea a quarter of what our mother is, tungekuwa watu wazuri sana. Mama alikuwa mtu mvumilivu sana. Alikuwa na uvumilivu wa kipekee ambao sidhani kama kuna mmoja wetu anao. Even amidst storms, Mama would be so patient, composed, hange-react. I never saw my mother argue or quarrel with anybody. I never. Every time mtu hata angekuja na hasira, mama angenyamaza, angoje ugombane, alafu sasa akuambie kwa upole yake. My mother was a disciplinarian. Kwetu tuliishi watu wengi sana. In my primary and secondary school, every time at home, we were more than 30 or 40 people, relatives. Na ukiingia kwa boma hilo, haungejua nani ni mtoto wa mama na nani siye mtoto wa mama. She treated all of us the same. So, we thank God for Mama. Mama was a very prayerful person. Vile msichana yangu amesema, mimi niliweza kubaki Mkatoliki. My mother was born ACK, but aliolewa kwa Catholic na akashika kanisa ya Katoliki sana. So every Sunday my mother would call me, umeenda kanisani? Nawaambia mama nimeenda. Ananiambia usikose kwenda kanisani. Mimi niliingia jumuiya nikiwa 20 years. Mama aliniambia lazima uingie jumuiya. Jumuiya ina manufaa mengi. Na niliingia jumuiya nikiwa Busia, na nilipoenda Eldoret pia nikajoin jumuiya. Kuna wale wa Eldoret wamenifuata, wametoka kwa jumuiya yangu ya St. Veronica. Kwa wale ambao wamesimama, asanteni. Mama angetuhimiza, mara nyingi alikuwa anaenda Namugongo na Subukia kuomba all the years, and every time she would come back with rosaries, prayer books and holy water. Na angehakikisha ameniita nyumbani, amenipa. Every time she would buy for me a rosary and prayer books. Even my sister Div alikuwa anapenda kutupea hizo Catholic books, kwa sababu hawa wengine waliweza kuenda ACK homes. So tunashukuru Mungu kwa mama. Hatuwezi kusema yote ya huyu mama. She was a great woman. Mama wa kuunganisha, mama wa kujenga, mama wa roho ya ukarimu. Wakati mwingi angetuambia, angalia mtu fulani, relative fulani, unaona hiyo nguo yake ni mzuri. Nilipata fursa ya kufanya kazi Busia after college, and every time a relative would visit, angeniambia, angalia huyo aunti yako, unaona nguo yake ni mzuri, unatakana umnunulie nguo, viatu ama kitu kama hicho. Na mara nyingi nakumbuka akipigia ndugu yangu Dan, mtoto wa fulani hana fees, mtoto wa fulani hana hiki, and he always made us support our relatives. Tunashukuru Mungu kwa mama, na tunazidi kuomba Mungu aiweke roho yake mahali pema. Asanteni sana. Kuna tribute yangu siwezi kusoma kwa sababu ya shida ya macho. Dada yangu Vicky ataweza kunisomea. Asante.
Hallelujah.
I will read Elizabeth's tribute.
To the world, you are one person, but to us, you are the whole world. You taught us how to love, to be patient, and to endure even in the stormiest of the weathers. You are a woman of prayer and led by example. Your devotion to God was absolute, kind, resilient, bubbly, generous, wise, hopeful, and gracious,
are qualities that describe you best. Your death has taken away the joy from our lives, but I'm thankful that I got a privilege to be raised by you, to live by your wise counsel, and most importantly, to call you Mom. We miss you every day, but we shall hold on to the memories that we shared with you.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Yeah. Kwanza ningependa kushukuru kila mtu ambaye amechukua nafasi yake akaacha shughuli zake na kuamua kuja kutusaidia katika huu mzigo mzito wa kumsindikiza mama. Kabla sijajitambulisha, ningependa kutambua uwepo wa padri wangu kutoka Kisumu. Mimi ni mshiriki wa St. Luke's ACK Church in Kisumu. Mom came to a Catholic home from an Anglican home, and I went to an Anglican home from a Catholic home. So I request my padre that you just stand and wave alongside the people you came with, please. They are over there. Thank you, Baba Vika, for taking that time. Friend, he has stood, but I would like him to stand and wave again. We have seen him all our lives as we grew up, and I'm so happy you came, Uncle. That's Uncle Mkele. Okay, thank you. Then my colleagues from Kisumu, I don't know whether they have arrived. The staff of St. Ignatius, are you here? St. Ignatius Loyola? Oh, they are right out there. Oh, thank you so much. Even my principal is here. Thank you, Mwalimu. Yeah, and everybody else, all my friends from Kisumu and wherever. My name is Lillian Were. I am the firstborn child of Mama Rosemary Okwaro. She tells me when she was a young girl, whenever they would play with her sisters, she used to tell her sisters that when she gets a baby, she will call her Lillian. And it came to pass, my father had another name, which everybody doesn't think looks like me, and they keep asking me, is this your name? But I thank God. About Mama, whenever I talked to my siblings, I always ask them, why is Mama so patient? Why is Mama so kind? Why doesn't she ever rush with issues the way I see people rush with issues out here? And today, I stand here to confirm what people have been saying about Mama right from Busia. The priests in the church had very good analogies that they used to describe Mama. One priest said that this is a tall tree with green leaves. She never spoke in church, but she was heard so loud. It meant her actions have always spoken. Around Bulanda neighborhood, when my dad died, she used to feel very insecure. I think some people would try and come and threaten her, knock at her windows at night. And so I think she sat down, prayed, and God revealed to her the idea that she can bring together the neighbors, and they form a group, and through this group, they could know what would be happening around. It was a way of sharing any incidences that you got to know about. And she formed a formidable group
known as Bulanda Neighbors. Bulanda Neighbors have really supported us. I've never seen something like that before. Every single day, Bulanda Neighbors have been bringing food. At some point, we were buying no food and people were full in the home. I thank God for that. I hope we shall be able to emulate. Mom brought together the poor widows because she was a widow. She's been a widow herself for 22 years. And she decided to take her resources and give them to the widows, not as a loan. She would give them. Hello? She would give them money, 5,000 shillings each, to start businesses. We did not know about this until she died. They came to testify themselves. Growing up, I usually tell my colleagues and my friends that we used to eat a sack of maize per week in our home. And people think it is funny, they think it's crazy. But our cousins in this home will attest to that. We grew up with most of them. We grew up with so many people, and even after Dad died, Mom has continued to live with a lot of people. And so, as a young family, as young women that she has left behind, we hope we shall be able to take care of people like she did. She taught us to respect people no matter the circumstances. So among these people, you'll not find a discriminator. Everybody we meet, we have learned to appreciate them and respect them. And so I thank God that we learned that from Mom. Mom has been a very strong lady. She started battling pressure quite early. Then diabetes set in 2015. I have been the one charged by the family to be taking her to see her physician in Aga Khan Hospital in Kisumu every month. And Mom would come to Kisumu without fail. And the physician tried his best, and the sugar remained stable for the longest period until the week she passed on. Mom has taught us that even in our marriages, we should get into that home and know that we belong. I used to tell her, Mom, you keep telling us to do things which other young women don't do. Then she would tell us, because I am your mother, I know what is best. So there is so much that Mom has taught us, and Mom has been there for all her neighbors in Bulanda. She has held several leadership positions, even among schools around her. And we just thank God, and we saw overwhelming support during her demise. People have come in many ways to support us, and we are really grateful to God and grateful to the people who have supported us. And as we put her to rest today, we pray that we shall remain united. She always told me that I will be the mother of these old people. I told her that, you know, these two people are too old to be my children, but she insisted, I'll try. But you people, please be cooperative, because I'm not patient like her. If you are not cooperative, I'll knock your heads. And now to my tribute. Mom was my friend, my confidant, my mentor. She was my sister. In fact, many times she referred to me as her sister because she would come to me with issues about the larger family sometimes. She would ask me, now how do I do this? And so I will really miss her. I will miss our long conversations. Whenever she called in the evenings, we would talk
and laughed on the phone, but I knew she would do that to camouflage the pain she was going through sometimes. I will miss the gifts, the pieces of advice she always made for us earlier. Every time she came to Kisumu for treatment, my children would wonder, "And this Kuhu, why does she bring us so much food?" But we thank God for those moments. They are now over. At least we enjoyed them. She taught us to respect everybody. She taught us to live with people. I hope I've done well, especially my people from Butere and Bukuyudi. I hope I have followed